Sakyo! Kanyo! Hey guys, KRX50 here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Buster Gear Series 05 Morphin Blaster from Tokumei Sentai Go Busters. This is the changer for Beet Buster and Stag Buster, who are gold and silver respectively, as well as one of their sidearms. So this just includes the Morphin Blaster itself. So let's take a look. So here it is in call mode, where although it's hard to make out what's supposed to be kind of like the Morphin brace, it's most likely designed after a touchscreen phone, as you have this keypad right here underneath this plastic screen. So the icons you have are 1, 2, and 3, basically speed dial numbers. The settings button, icons for the Buster machines for Beet Buster and Stag Buster, BC04 Beetle and SJ05 Stag Beetle, a Go Busters icon, a symbol for Go Buster Beet, Beet Buster's Mecha, a symbol for Great Go Buster, the combination between the Buster machines for the main 5, well, 4 to 5 Go Busters. It's got a mail icon, a call icon, and a hang up icon. Also got a single strength bar, the Go Buster symbol there, battery life right there. So this is designed in gold, black, and silver, although the gold only covers the front of it and not the back. But within the gold you have some nice molded in details. Got a button down here, have this section down here, which has some nice matte black on it, and actually there is a good deal of matte black on this. You've got this portion here, which is a clear amber, which is where the LED will shine through in call mode. Got a small silver Go Buster symbol there. You've got the Morphin glasses right here, which I'll get into later. You have this part here, which is a part that I'll also get into later. Got the back, which has 2 buttons, each with an arrow pointing in opposite directions, or actually pointing towards each other, but there's a reason for that. And another silver Go Buster symbol. And on the back we have some more nice molded-in details, as well as a speaker back here. And so I'll get into what this vent is also when I get into the lights and sounds. So just for a clearer look, here are the icons, which are done in white, with a few that are, well, with 3 that are done in blue. And because they're behind this, that's why I kind of suggest that this is based off a touchscreen phone, even though it is unorthodox in design. For size comparison to the Morphin brace, it is actually a bit bigger, though that's because of its secondary function. So you got the on and off switch down here. It's a little bit quieter than the Morphin brace. And well, the light is right here. So just hear that again. As I said, a little bit quieter than the Morphin brace. So in call mode you can press this button to get phrases from BJ Stag, Beet Buster's Byroid, who is a Beetle themed Byroid. Now, notice how I just said Beet Buster's Byroid and not Stag Buster's. And that's because BJ Stag is Stag Buster. Now, one thing I'm just going to preface here is that I'm just going to go into a little bit of an explanation, because even though I've never explicitly said this, I intend my reviews to be accessible to people who both are familiar with the content that I'm reviewing and the series that I'm reviewing, or the series that I'm reviewing stuff from, and people who are unfamiliar with. So, as I said, Stag Buster is BJ Stag, or BJ Stag is Stag Buster. And how this is that Beet Buster and Stag Buster come from hyperspace, and they don't have the resources that the main Go Busters have. So, Beet Buster, who designed all their gear, designed it so that the armor pieces from BJ Stag become the armor for Beet Buster, and by discarding that armor, BJ Stag becomes Stag Buster. Now, that also leads to the question of, as far as the protection goes, why just have one Byroid and have that Byroid become a Buster instead of having two new Busters and two new Byroids? Well, I'll get into that in a later review where I kind of discuss one of the themes for Go Busters as far as their gear and their merchandise. So as far as this goes, this in Column mode, it's basically just intended for role-playing as Beet Buster, as it would make no sense to have Stag Buster talking to himself. So the way this works is you press this button and then speak into the mic, which is right here. As this toy is primarily sound activated, or specifically voice activated, at least in intention. So this has 7 phrases that are all in order. So just to start up. J. So there you had BJ Stag's voice. So I'll just do that a few more times. J. 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 And yeah, his nickname is just J, which makes it easy to just say that into the mic and be able to get the phrase fairly uninterrupted. Another thing is that there actually is a limit of how much time you have to speak into the microphone. While it is a good amount of time, there actually is a cancelling out sound for if you don't say anything after a certain period of time, and I'll show that off. And that was it. This actually happens for any feature that involves speaking into the mic. So, yeah, it is technically sound activated, but I'll show you just some ways that can be sound activated, or at least one or two. You can technically do something like that, but it's just easiest to speak into the microphone because it picks up sounds of the same. Well, it picks up voices and actual audible sounds best rather than sounds like tapping or scratching. It's especially handy in its alternate mode. So to change it from call mode to blaster mode, that's where these buttons on the back come in. You have to hold this button down, then pull out and swing down. I'll just show you that here. So here you have blaster mode. So just for a demonstration from a different angle, as can be seen, pulling out the handle here, ejects the barrel, which is spring-loaded here, and has a little bit of metallic blue on it. That also releases the handle, which actually contains all the lights and sounds, so now this part is hollow. So what that means is that this is a fairly light weapon. It's also, as can be told just from the size of it, just judging by its size, it is smaller than the Each Gun Buster, so I don't really have to compare those two. Of interesting note is that the handle is primarily made of just normal plastic, but you've got this section here, which is kind of a grip, which has got some matte black to it. Also got the LED right here, which is the same amber color. Now, instead of showing off the blaster mode functions right off the bat, I'm going to start with the Morphin Function. So, to get that ray, you just swing out the Morphin glasses and then twist it 90 degrees like so. So for this, like with the Morphin brace, I'm going to lift up the camera for a better angle.
It's Morphin time!
So you get a different tune playing than the Morphin brace. So to activate this, you press down the trigger and then speak into the microphone. Let's Morphin! Let me do that again.
It's Morphin time!
Let's Morphin! Yeah, the thing is that it picks up sound, it picks it up rather particularly, as in after that sound that you get once you press the trigger to activate the standby for the voice. So, this is not really Morphin mode, this is just a sub-feature of Blaster mode. So, in comparison to the Morphin brace, you've got this amber visor, which is which is more flat and a little bit more rounded than the more angular Morphin glasses of the Morphin brace. And actually the only way to reactivate this is to switch it back to blaster mode, then switch it back. Well, switch it back to call mode, then switch back. So just to show it off without any voice to it and just show off the sound, I'll do that right here.
It's Morphin time!
So there's that. So while in blaster mode, you have a simple single blast sound. And then you activate the special attack by holding down the trigger, like so. Then after that, speak into the microphone to get ready.
Boost up for Buster!
Come on! So after that, you swing out the Morphin glasses to act as a scope. Then once you're ready, pull the trigger. So there's that. And as I kind of showed, the Morphin glasses are really for the sake of show accuracy. However, it is pretty creative to be able to, well, it's a kind of a creative idea to use the morphing glasses as a targeting window. It actually does look pretty cool. And just kind of to prove what I meant when I said that you have to switch to call mode back to activate the Morphin feature.
Boost up for Buster.
Pressing that at any time, pressing and holding any time past the initial morph or change will give you boost up for Buster. So, change it back, you use the other button. And so, just one more time for the Morphin feature, just to do it rather the full way and kind of smoothly.
It's Morphin time.
Let's Morphin! So it's interesting that, in contrast to the Morphin Brace, it's the alternate mode that has the multiple functions. The call mode just being call mode, while the blaster mode being the Morphin mode and special attack mode, along with being a blaster, which is something that the Morphin Brace wasn't. Specifically being a weapon, which the Morphin Brace wasn't. So to change it back, you just press, so like I showed, you just press in this, then switch back like so. So one thing that I kinda should mention about this is something I didn't mention with the Morphin Brace and the Sogon Blade is that while the voice actors for the main three Busters Byroids did provide the voices, the Byroid phrases for those toys, their delivery was not quite accurate to how they actually said their lines on the show. Compared to the Morphin Blaster, where Beet Stag's phrases are closer in sound and tone to the way he actually sounds on the show. And, you know, that might just be, that's really probably just the part of the voice actors. But on the whole, this is a pretty cool toy. I'm honestly quite fond of it. While this is not the first time that an additional ranger or rangers have had a changer that serves as a weapon, it is certainly a rare thing to have. And it is unique to know that it is voice activated. And the reason why I said that voice is the best way to pick it up is that if you're doing the change function, well, if you're doing it like is show accurate, you've got the speaker this way, and so your voice can kind of just be, well, your voice can be picked up from the side. You don't have to just speak into it from the front. And because of the audibility and the pitch of voice compared to tapping sounds or scraping sounds, it's just easier to use the intended method. This also, to me, works better as a blast weapon than the Ichigan Buster, as It's smaller and more compact as well as lighter. And kinda, to me, just works better as a gun. One thing I wish could have happened was that instead of having this free rotating morphing glasses, that possibly it could have just clicked at 90-degree increments. Because really the way it's done is you've got this at this angle for the morph, and then this angle for boost up for Buster. So I just kind of feel strange that you have it like this, where it's simply rotatable to any angle. And because of that, actually in the show there is a little bit of inconsistency between the transformations for Beet and Stag, because at times they'll just switch up the angle that's used. But regardless, it is pretty cool. Of course, it doesn't have as many features as the Morphin Brace, but the voice change feature, well, the voice activated feature, as well as it being a changer and a weapon, still make this a very cool toy in my opinion, and I very much like it. I don't know if I like this or the Morphin Brace better, but I might be a little bit leaning towards this. Just because I find this to be just a really cool toy that really works. So if you're a fan of Beet Buster and Stag Buster, one or the other, or a fan of Go Busters and are collecting the roleplay toys, then of course this is definitely recommended. Because overall it definitely is a fun toy. So thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and share my channel for more videos. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.